WSYR TV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the morning news.
A very good morning to you. Welcome in on WSYR Plus at 7 o'clock. You have Ryan, Rachel, and Kate here. It is Wednesday, September 24th. I can't believe we're zooming right along.
I know.
Just like that.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. You found us here.
Yeah.
And yeah, foggy start.
Just realized a week from today is October.
Yeah,
Like
I
that
know.
light bulb just went off in my head.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Well,
we really are moving along.
Is tomorrow, what, 3 months from Christmas? Yeah. Right?
Yeah. October, November, December.
Yes.
See?
So right now,
I didn't want to do that. But
3
I'm
months.
glad you got it out.
3 months from Christmas Eve right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, there we go.
Well, there's
Get to
a lovely
shopping,
thought.
Kate.
Yeah. You got a little panic in your face.
I really did also. I'm like, oh no.
It's funny, the fog there looks like a lake.
It does.
Looks like one of like the...
This time of the year, if you get the conditions just right, you get fog, not just in like our typical spots, but really all over the area. And this is what it looks like. This is in Clay. So this is where Route 57 and 31 come together. Right on the corner, you got the Sunoco gas station there. You have the car wash that's there. There's even like a spa that's on the corner there. So it's low visibility, but nothing really too bad. You do have other locations though where the visibility is down even close to zero, like in Skaneateles. So in some spots in the Finger Lakes, just be careful about that. Otherwise, I mean, it's foggy, it's cloudy. This is what it looks like in Oswego from the Energy Saver Skynet 9 camera. We got 100% humidity. And so when you have conditions like this, how warm and muggy, you're going to get that fog. It's warm and muggy again today with those highs in the 70s.
We begin this early morning with a late night headline, the return of Jimmy Kimmel and his message after being suspended for those controversial comments about Charlie Kirk.
Well, ABC has decided to lift his suspension. He was not seen in all markets, including right here in Syracuse. Our parent company, Nexstar, has stated it will not carry his show for the time being. Sinclair Broadcasting doing the same. With more on that decision and Jimmy's return, here's ABC's Lionel Moise.
Jimmy Kimmel back on air overnight, thanking his supporters, including those he doesn't typically agree with politically.
It takes courage for them to speak out against this administration, and they did, and they deserve credit for it. And thanks. For telling their followers that our government cannot be allowed to control what we do and do not say on television, and that we have to stand up to it.
Kimmel tearful at times when discussing the reason he was suspended, his comments about Charlie Kirk's murder.
It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual.
Before Kimmel's return, Disney ABC saying it suspended the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. But the company citing days of thoughtful conversations with Jimmy in announcing his return.
A lot of people have been asking me if there are conditions for my return to the air, and there is one. Disney has asked me to read the following statement, and I've agreed to do it. Here we go. To reactivate your Disney Plus and Hulu account.
President Trump blasting the move overnight, posting his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny?
He had no ratings.
Well, I do tonight.
But Kimmel was not on the air nationwide. Two companies that own ABC stations are still preempting the show. Sinclair saying discussions with ABC are ongoing as we evaluate the show's potential return. And Nexstar wants assurance that all parties are committed to fostering an environment of respectful, constructive dialogue in the markets we serve. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr reacting to a post about calls to break up Sinclair, saying Democrats simply can't stand that local TV stations, for the first time in years, stood up to a national programmer and chose to exercise their lawful right to preempt programming. Kimmel was also in tears when discussing Charlie Kirk's widow and how powerful it was that she forgave the man who shot her husband, saying how tough it was in that moment. Lionel Moise, ABC News, New York.
Thank you, Lionel. Okay, covering Cayuga County now, a packed board meeting at Auburn High School, giving the community a chance to weigh in on social media posts made by district employees about the killing of Charlie Kirk. Speakers had the last 15 minutes of the meeting to share their opinions.
Will the district remain passive, or will it prioritize professionalism and the deeper values at stake by taking appropriate action? Thank you.
You need to not just be silent on that issue. You need to make a public statement of how you you're going to be protecting teachers in the classroom, and you protect teachers' freedom of speech. Thank you.
The superintendent releasing a statement a week ago acknowledging the concern, saying personnel matters will be handled in accordance with state law, contractual obligations, and district policy.
Staying in Cayuga County this morning, we are getting a new look into what happened after sheriff's deputies and their federal partners stormed a nutrition bar factory in Cato, arresting 57 workers earlier this month. Even
Border Patrol agents said they were surprised by the number of people they took away from that raid. News Channel 9's Andrew Donovan walks us through the video.
When Cayuga County Sheriff's ATVs joined the convoy to Nutrition Bar confectioners that morning, federal agents are already lined up at the factory door.
They're making the entry in the front now.
From another deputy's perspective, loud bangs are heard as agents get inside the plant. Local deputies wait outside, watching as lines of workers, some handcuffed, others not, are hoarded into Border Patrol vans.
They're going to go to Oswego. There's some talk of taking them to Buffalo. So it's going to depend on the numbers.
Of the 57 detained, 5 face felonies for re-entering after previous deportation. But there's no evidence so far any are violent criminals, as agents had claimed.
Yeah, the fear was catching the right shift at the right time.
Men and women appear to be separated, patted down, shoes removed, headed for deportation. As the 6-hour raid goes by, their families show up.
Do you know if there's anyone here that can speak with families that are showing up at the front? I guess asking.
In Spanish?
I don't know if they're Spanish or not, but they're just inquiring about, it sounds like family members.
The operation here, approved in Washington, one federal officer said, because it had some sort of criminal element, still unexplained.
I work in the intelligence unit. We were able to identify 24 that were here, so we knew from that, like, it's going to be at least that. And then we knew there was a substantial number of unidentified as well because of the front doors. So, I think, though, everybody was a little bit pleased but surprised at the reality.
Reality that still feels unreal to those involved. Border Patrol even suggesting the mission would be controversial.
You guys are going to get scrutinized for working with us. I thought we were sanctuary.
Those deputies have been scrutinized, but the Cayuga County Sheriff has said he was comfortable partnering with the federal government after being briefed on the criminal investigation, but defers to them on releasing any more information. In Syracuse, Andrew Donovan, News Channel 9.
Covering crime now, a 33-year-old man and a 17-year-old are waking up behind bars this morning after Syracuse police made 2 arrests following a deadly shooting in the southwest part of the city last week. The teen turning himself in yesterday morning. He's facing a murder and weapons charge. 33-year-old David Herndon was arrested the day before, both accused in the shooting and killing of 26-year-old Jakari Townsend on Bellevue Avenue last Tuesday night outside a neighborhood market.
Arrest also being made in Geddes. Police making a second arrest in a shooting that injured 4 people at the Lakeside Fire Department Recreation Hall last month. Police say 38-year-old Wilfredo Lopez Ramos of Syracuse shot 4 people at the rec hall on August 29th. None of those victims had life-threatening injuries. Lopez Ramos is charged with 4 felonies, including assault. Earlier this month, 29-year-old Kelvin Rivera de Jesus was taken into custody after police say he was shot in the leg during a struggle for his own gun. He's been charged with criminal possession of a weapon.
Switching to schools now, classrooms across the state are going back to the basics. Following a 2024 decision from the Board of Regents, later written into the state budget, districts are now required to use phonics-based systems in early reading education. The lessons are taught for 30 minutes every day. Students will better learn the ability to hear and manipulate the spoken part of words.
The focus on phonics is really going to be instrumental in helping to close that reading gap that I think a lot of students have experienced and that is showing up on the state testing. You know, more students than ever are struggling to read and are not meeting benchmark standards. And the first step of reading is learning to decode. So those phonics strategies, and this is really a focus for kids in kindergarten through 3rd grade is the initiative, is to help them really learn to read.
Some districts have already started sending letters home to families outlining the phonics curriculum, detailing what students will learn.
Turning to health headlines now, several major medical groups are strongly pushing back against President Trump this morning.
This comes after his message to pregnant women about Tylenol and what he says is a link to autism. Nearly a dozen organizations all rejecting the president's claims that acetaminophen, the main ingredient in Tylenol, is tied to any increase in pregnant women delivering autistic babies. And now many doctors around the country and here at home are trying to ease pregnant women's concerns if they have a fever.
The development of a fever while you're pregnant can have adverse effects on the fetus or the newborn to be. And also abdominal pain could be suggestive of some other pathology. So they really need to communicate with their obstetrician.
He says if you're concerned, talk to your doctor and always trust proven and scientific research.
If you're looking for help with any future vaccines at Kinney Drugs, the company says you can now ask Bert. You can use the Ask Bert tool on Kinney's website to see the list of vaccines you may be eligible to receive. The tool will also provide a link to schedule an appointment to receive them at your preferred Kinney pharmacy. You do not need to be a patient or customer at Kinney Drugs to use it. Ask Bert is named after the company's founder, Bert Orrin Kinney.
How about that? I like that too. Very clever.
You always trust a guy named Bert.
Yeah, right?
Ask
Not
Bert.
enough. You know, you don't meet many Berts lately.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. That is true. Bring it back. You know how some of the older names are
Bring
coming
it
back?
back, yeah. Bring Bert back. Okay. Still ahead on WSYR Plus.
About it, but yeah, I agree with you.
Kate will have a full check on that forecast. It is foggy, but sun is ahead.
All right. Plus, paving problems in the parking lot. The Your Stories team is rehashing a question about the retarring of this once popular spot.
You're watching The Morning News with Ryan Dean, Rachel Polanski, and Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast. News Channel 9, the local station. Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
And a very good morning to you. We are looking live once again out over Route 57 and Route 31 interchange, the intersection. This is in town of Clay, and visibility is starting to get a little bit better. The fog is beginning to lift in some spots, but we still have some very, very patchy, dense fog. The city is somewhere there. And this is what it looks like from the Energy Saver Skynet 9 camera. This is from the zoo looking out. You're supposed to be able to see downtown Syracuse and the dome, but nope, it's under some very thick fog. 61 degrees. So are the dew points. So we got 100% relative humidity, and that is creating some very dense fog in a lot of spots around the area. So be careful about that as you head out the door this morning. That 9 to 9 planner, that fog eventually burning off after about 9 o'clock this morning, and then we're left with a cloudy day with just a handful of showers. And our temperatures are warm again. We're back into the 70s today, and we are also going to keep it muggy. We're not going to see much break in the humidity, which it's been very dry. We haven't had much humidity around for the last couple of weeks, and so this is a change for us, and we're dealing with this today, tomorrow, over the weekend. It starts to get a little drier again. All right, so this is what gave us yesterday's rain. We have a little break right now. More rain coming in at us later on this evening and again for tomorrow too. So we're cloudy, just a handful of showers just kind of popping up here and there this afternoon and this evening. If you want to have a rain jacket or maybe even an umbrella on standby, it's pretty warm for a raincoat, but you know, if you got to watch kids' soccer games or anything like that, you know, having it nearby in case you get one of those little stray showers moving on by, then you'll be okay for this evening. Later on tonight, though, that's when most of our rain starts to come back in here. This is happening overnight, pushing up to our north and east, so not a lot happening this time tomorrow morning, but we still have the cold front to get through, and that's happening midday tomorrow. Rain, and now we're noticing, you know, you see the reds and the oranges, so that's potential thunderstorms, some heavier rounds of rain too, and this is lasting pretty much all afternoon and evening for tomorrow for a lot of us. And then Friday morning, we wake up, still a little wet and damp in some spots, a lingering shower here and there, and then eventually things turning drier and sunnier. Still in the 70s, though. We got some warm weather. We're staying above average to close out the month of September, which should get that average monthly temperature above normal again, with mid-70s, even upper 70s in our forecast for Sunday and Monday next week.
Now, here is Ryan Dean with the Your Stories Q&A.
On today's Q&A, a once booming spot is getting attention for its rough parking lot. Mary is asking, when will they pave the parking lot at the Mattydale Plaza? The town of Salina says they've been trying to get the new owner to smooth things over. This plaza right off Route 11 has been in the news lately because a new restaurant is moving into the former Zeb's. That was a go-to burger bar for decades. This plaza has certainly seen better days. And on days when the rain falls, you can see the numerous potholes that turn into puddles. According to county records, this plaza sold last year to a downstate company for $1.8 million. A representative with Concord Capital New York tells me they will start patching before the snow falls. But he says don't expect a complete repave until they start adding new tenants. They're actively looking for a new big box or two to fill the former Kmart, but nothing has been inked at this time. Do you have a question for the Your Stories team? Email us yourstories@localsyr.com with the Your Stories Q&A. Ryan Dean, News Channel 9.
your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
We got patchy dense fog, so watching out for that as you're heading out the door. Highs are in the 70s and still muggy today.
At 7:21, we start your news on the go with the return of Jimmy Kimmel and his message after being suspended for those controversial comments about Shirley Kirk. In his emotional monologue, Kimmel was in tears when discussing Kirk's widow and how powerful it was that she forgave the man who shot her husband. Well, ABC has decided to lift his suspension. He was not seen in all markets, including right here in Syracuse. Our parent company, Nexstar, has stated it will not carry his show for the time being.
This morning, President Trump has seemingly made a shift on Ukraine, saying the country should take back all of the territory that they lost to Russia. The president saying, quote, "I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in a position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form." As this morning, it is unclear if Trump's words will be matched by a shift in policy.
To a troubling trend on social media that has parents around the country concerned. It involves people riding on an upside-down folding chair that's tied to a moving car. The social media stunt turning deadly after a 17-year-old in Pennsylvania was killed after he was whipped into a parked car. His friend now charged with involuntary manslaughter.
Well, on the other side of the break, Kate will have another check of that forecast. Right now, a little foggy, but she says nicer days are ahead.
Plus, new body cam footage has been released after the controversial raid in Cato.
Is the morning news.
Welcome back, 725. Ryan and Rachel here with you.
Watch out for patchy fog as you're heading out the door this morning. It is another warm and muggy day with a few rain showers hanging around. Highs will be in the 70s again. Kate Thornton has more on that forecast coming up. But first, here are your headlines.
In Cayuga County this morning, we are getting a new look into what happened after sheriff deputies and their federal partners stormed a nutrition bar factory in Cato, arresting 57 workers earlier this month. This is body cam footage from Cayuga County deputies. Of the 57 people detained, 5 face felonies for re-entering after previous deportations. Now, the plant's owners have claimed they've had the proper paperwork for their workers, something the feds say they are still investigating.
Now to an update on a deadly shooting in Syracuse. A 33-year-old man and a 17-year-old are waking up behind bars this morning after Syracuse police made 2 arrests following a deadly shooting in the southwest part of the city last week. Both are accused in the shooting and killing of 26-year-old Jakari Townsend on Bellevue Avenue last Tuesday night outside a neighborhood market. Both the teen and 33-year-old David Herndon are now facing murder charges.
Here's Kate.
All right, good morning. So downtown is supposed to be out there somewhere, but the fog is too thick. It's hard to see. 61 degrees right now, 100% humidity, and we have low visibility down to less than a mile in some spots. So watch out for that quick drop in visibility as you're heading out the door. We're cloudy outside. We're keeping it cloudy throughout the day, too. There's not much rain happening in central New York for today. You can see a little bit of green showing up, and it's mostly this afternoon. We get another round of some heavy, steady rain late tonight, lasting tomorrow as well in the afternoon. Possible thunderstorms. A few lingering showers on Friday, and then we dry it out this weekend. It's warm but dry Saturday, Sunday, and next week.
Just a bit outside. How about this? To a major headline out of the major leagues. The MLB has approved the use of robot umpires for next year.
Okay. While real umpires will still call balls and strikes, they'll use automated balls and strike system that has been used in the minor leagues, by the way, for the past couple of years. And with this new rule, each team is going to be able to challenge a ball or strike call twice per game, which will then be reviewed using that system.
I had research look this up a little bit more. So if you win the challenge, you keep the challenge. And if you want a challenge, you just tap your helmet or your hat.
But is there a limit to how many you have to use?
Two, but you keep them if you win. And you get extra in extra innings.
Well, and it sounds like, too, at first it sounds like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But then it says they've been using in the minors for a couple of years.
That makes sense.
Doesn't make sense. And they're still going to have real ones.
Yeah. I bet there'll become a time when, like, they just have the IFB in the ear and the robot tells them if it's a ball or strike. It's more accurate.
Why not, right?
Yeah, why not? All right, Kate, take us out 10 seconds.
Can we get that in Little League? That'd be nice. Yeah, we got some fog out there, so be careful, but enjoy. Oh, look, you can see the pops of colors already. Have a great day, everybody.